and this is just my flaky, gluten-free and dairy-free pie crust. My family loves this, and you can use this for a myriad of different things. Whenever a recipe calls for some pie dough, you can have it whipped up within 5 to 10 minutes. It's really that simple. You can find the recipe on the blog if you want to print that out and see some step-by-step directions. If you're visual like me, you can stay tuned and watch this video. I hope that it can be something that you can keep in your back pocket when Thanksgiving rolls around or holidays run around, or if you're like me and it's the weekend and you just want pie. Stay tuned for my apple pie recipe with the gluten-free and dairy-free crust. Almond flour. We have tapioca. We have sugar. A little helper. Thank you. Salt. Half teaspoon of salt. Coconut oil. Is our, I'm just gonna place a little bit of tapioca, not much, just a little bit. I'm gonna start pressing it down. Then we're gonna take an additional piece to the top. So I like to take my actual pie pan. This one's a deep dish. There's a little coconut oil in there. Ignore that. But I like to take this and just put it on top to make sure that this is going to be around the right size. So once I do that, you do not have to roll this out perfectly. It's going to fall apart. It doesn't have any gluten in it. So we've got our pie, and then what I like to do is I like to put this on top, and then I like to flip it, kind of let it fall into itself. Okay, so this, again, this isn't going to be perfect, but we're going to take our extra pieces. So we're going to take that, and anywhere there's like a little divot or hole, this is what it looks like. It's very forgiving. You can pinch the edges if you would like. Right now it's very malleable and very soft. It's just like Play-Doh. So you can crimp the edges if you want. However you want to do this will work. I just like to press my fingers into these edges. Make sure that there are no pockets. Once it looks like this, I'm going to pop it into the fridge. So I'm just going to start on peeling these apples, and then I'm going to get them all diced up. I'm using 5 Pink Lady apples. We're just going to peel. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt. teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. All right, my little helper is gonna dump in the sugar. All right, put the sugar in there. Dump it in. Okay. So this is about a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Our apple mixture in a pan, and we are going to thicken this up. 1/4 cup of water. It's nice and thick. 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Here's our crust. It's hardened now. You gotta kind of work quick. Flip it. Peel. Then the excess is literally just gonna fall off. You can use that for something else. It's gonna warm up as you touch it. Here we are. Okay, so just have this little this spot right here I don't love, so I'm gonna make a little fake apple. It's a pumpkin, or is it an apple? So I have some cranberries. These are frozen. I'm gonna go ahead and take out 1.5 cups. I'm gonna rinse them under some water, and I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar and 1/2 cup of water. They're gonna start to burst and release their flavor. So they're starting to burst. So once they burst open like that, I'm going to remove it from the heat. So I'm mixing 1 tablespoon of water with 1 tablespoon of tapioca. Add this slurry to our cranberries. So that's just 1 tablespoon of water and 1 tablespoon of tapioca. I'm going to mix that in. It will thicken as it sits. Beautiful thick cranberry. I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. This is just going to brighten it up. Okay, and then I'm going to just chop up 1 small apple, and we're going to add this to our cranberries. here is our diced apple. We're just gonna add that to our cranberries. And I just love the way apples and cranberries taste together. So these don't have to be pre-cooked. They just need to be diced pretty small. Just like to mix that in. Cranberry apple is just such a great flavor combination to me. You can leave the apples out. And this is what our mixture looks like. Okay, to this bowl I have 1 cup of almond flour, 1 cup of oat flour, and it's just homemade oat flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of arrowroot flour, now you're just going to whisk all of your dry ingredients. Next up, we're going in with 1/4 cup of good olive oil and 1 egg. Now we're just going to mix all these ingredients together. And you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you can just get in there with your hands. You can use any shortening that you like or oil that you like. I'm using olive oil because I'm only cooking it at 350 degrees, so it's not going to be high heat. We're going to par bake this, and then we're going to top with our cranberry mixture. So this is what our dough looks like. And you see these coarse bits in it because this is a homemade oat flour. You won't see that with a, pre-milled. I just use my high-powered blender. So this is what it looks like. It's enough to just keep things together, and this is going to be our crust. Once we have our ball of dough, we are going to cut about use this for our topping. This we're going to use for the bottom. Alright, so I am fresh out of regular parchment, but I have an 8x8 pan, and I am going to just press out our I'm going to go ahead and press it out. And you could also use the back of a measuring cup if you wanted to just kind of press this down, or just use your hands. Okay, here is half the mixture. And then the other half we're just going to crumble up in the bowl right here. We're going to use this for the topping. We're going to par bake this in our 8x8 parchment lined pan for 10 minutes, and then add our topping. Okay, so here is our par-baked crust. It was baked for 10 minutes. Now we have our cran apple topping. We're going to go ahead and add that in. Of our crumb. So here is the rest of our crumb. And we are just going to add random chunks all over. I hope that this is a recipe that you try. If you do, please make sure to leave a rating on the blog. That would help so much. And share it with someone who is on their gluten-free, dairy-free journey, and you can show them that you can still make some healthy things very quickly with just a couple of ingredients. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, your life matters. What you do with it matters. So what will you steward well? Peace.